Now this fish here is called a black shark. It's one of my absolute favourite fish of all. I guess I just got a really soft spot for them from when I was a kid, because I had one of these sharks and his name was Blacks, and when I was a kid I just absolutely loved him. He grew much larger than this one, and this is a fairly large fish. These things grow sort of 2 foot long, so they grow to be quite a large animal, and I just think they're absolutely beautiful. Now they can terrorise your fish, particularly at night time, but I just think they're worth it. It's a heaps of personality. Mind you, they hide a lot during the day. Night time they're a lot more active. Beautiful scavenging fish, just runs around scavenging any sort of waste or algae that it finds in the aquarium. Make sure you got a good set of lids on the tank for these. They love to jump, so don't leave any little cracks open where they can get themselves out. And that's a very large Plecostomus there, so that gives you some idea how big this fish is. This fish is over 1 foot long. They're huge silver dollars that are next to him. So basically you can mix these with things like silver dollars, Plecostomus, Oscars, cichlids, anything that can handle being chased around a little bit, because they sure do tend to be the boss of the tank. There's not many aquariums that this guy would go into that he wouldn't dominate somehow. I even see them dominate quite strong cichlids. My only assumption for why they're able to dominate strong cichlids, like I've seen these guys chase red devils around, dovey eyes around, and fish that just clearly should be able to bash this fella. Fish with much bigger teeth and bigger mouth. Is that I think that if anyone gives this guy any grief while the fish are sleeping, I have a theory that he harasses the hell out of them. And I've seen that happen. So this guy gets very active at night time. So if there's another fish in the tank giving him a hard time, then he just turns around and gives them a hard time while they're trying to sleep. And I think most fish just can't cope with that. And that's why I think these guys just manage to dominate as the boss of the tank. So as I said, these guys can be a very bad boss of the tank if you get a badly behaved shark. But they can also be quite a good boss of the tank. They'll usually be quite territorial for one position. Now obviously when a fish gets this big, its whole tank is going to be the territory. So it's pretty important that you have these fish in a very busy tank with lots of fish. They tend to do quite well in slightly alkaline water. Keep your pH at least, your KH at least 4. Keep temperature around 25 degrees. They like a little bit of salt in the water. I do find that their wounds heal a little bit better if there's a bit of salt in the water. About 1 gram per litre. Yeah, just absolutely lovely fish. There he is having a yawn. They grow relatively fast. I've also seen them kept quite successfully with guppies and neons and things, because they're not overly predatory. They are territorial. And then if they're not with anything that's going to compete with it, then the smaller animal is safer. But I wouldn't bank my life on that, because they can certainly knock them off as well if they're in the right mood. So if you've got a nice big fish tank, you're looking for a nice big fish, I reckon a black shark's just a ripper. I reckon they're a must in a cichlid tank, because cichlids can handle getting a bit of a chase here and there, and I reckon they're really worth it. Once again, you always just seem to find fish that you personally like, and this is one of them for me. I hope I have him till he grows huge.